This is Mercy Pilkington for Good E-Reader at Digital Book World. I'm here with futurist David Houle, who's going to be talking about some very interesting developments that were actually just announced on the stage at a panel by Dominique Rocca of Sourcebooks. So first of all, why don't you explain to us what a futurist is?
Sure. I define what I do as a futurist as being a catalyst to get people, the market, and the world to think about the future and then to facilitate a conversation about it. So for example, tomorrow I'm going to give about a half-hour address talking about the global future, including the book publishing world, and then spend about an hour doing an interactive conversation with anybody from the conference on the future of book publishing. And the reason I am here at this conference is because Sourcebooks, Dominique Rocca, has just announced a whole new way of publishing that she and I have come up with. We think it's one of the future models of publishing. It's called the Agile Publishing Model. What that means is that everybody in this conference and people that I know are going to sign up, so they will be notified when the first part of my next book, Entering the Shift Age, is published. I want feedback, I want people to interact with me, and then I'll be doing subsequent sections like the future of energy, the future of higher education, bringing in experts to talk with me, to interact, and to the world at large. Do this for about 6 months and then memorialize that whole process in a printed book and a full multimedia ebook published at the end of this year of 2012. So it's really accelerating because as a futurist, my frustration has always been, I'm writing about the future and then, well, it takes us a year to bring the book out. That makes no sense when it's so dynamic. For example, I wrote about 6 months ago that in 2012 there would be demonstrations in every city in the United States of America because of the evisceration of the middle class. Well, I was off by 4 months because of Occupy Wall Street. Now that type of occurrence can be brought into a dynamic interactive publishing model. So the Agile Publishing Model as a futurist, I think, is one of the key new forms of publishing, and I'm glad to be with Sourcebooks because they had the vision to come up with it.
There was a lot of excitement in the panel room when she made the announcement. So what do you think the reaction is going to be from the reading consumers?
I think they're going to love it because it's all about me. As I'm going to say in my presentation tomorrow, there's been the float of the individual. Individuals are more powerful than have ever been in human history because we have the power of choice. So if you dictate to a consumer, they will leave. If you have an individual one-to-one conversation with a consumer, they will get bonded to you. So brand is not about pushing out a big image. It's about endless individual conversations with all your customers. So this will be a publishing model whereby I can have conversations with anybody that wants to. I mean, obviously there'll be some people I won't include because they're high opinionated and they're adding to the added value of the content. So my job is to, if you will, collaborate and orchestrate the higher level of interactivity that I get from my readers and incorporate that. Then they'll feel part of the publishing experience. So the consumer will join with the author through this process. I don't think that's ever been done before.
That's amazing, interesting development. We'll be waiting to see how that works out. And how many other formats for reading this can be applied to?
It can be applied to a lot of them.
Right. Great. Thank you so much for talking to us. Again, this is Mercy Pilkington for Good E-Reader at Digital Book World.